I'd like to welcome everyone. Anyone care to address the board? Public speaks, we have sign-in. My letters. Give me a ticket. Okay, we have some new faces on the departments, and then we have we have Kristen's head on the wall.
Is it? Can you?
Got your attention. Okay, let's get serious here and get this meeting underway so Mr. Matthews can get out of here and everyone can get on with their business. I'll ask fiscal officer to call roll.
Mr. Stevens.
Here.
Mr. Camp.
Here.
Mr. Lockhart.
Here.
Attorney Matthews.
Here.
Sergeant Henson.
Here.
Lieutenant Wyckoff.
Here.
Mr. Sims.
Here.
Mr. Melito.
Here.
Mrs. Simon. Here. Mrs. Leffem. Here.
Okay, we have been issued the minutes of the April 22nd regular meeting for review, corrections, or additions.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hearing none, then do we have a motion to approve as presented? Do we have a second?
Second.
Call roll.
Mr. Lockhart.
Yes.
Mr. Camp. Yes. Mr. Stevens.
Yes. Financial information.
You want to do that for me? Or chip and seal?
Yeah.
Chip and seal.
Can we just go to Matthews first?
Oh, yeah. we can
Yeah,
wait.
well, let's do the financials. We'll let Jim cover his work and then we'll get the bid.
Okay.
You got time to sit through our financials?
Oh, yeah, I have at least till 5:15.
It might take that long, so we'll get the financials out of the way and then we'll get on with stuff. All right.
Okay, total pending warrants were $84,576.16.
Okay, and we have had an opportunity to review the financials, corrections, additions, questions.
No, sir. No, sir.
Hearing none, have a motion to approve as presented.
So do it.
Do we have a
Second.
second? Okay, call roll.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Okay, total receipts and balances were $3,016,723.12. Expenditures of $99,576.16, and with an ending balance of $2,917,146.96.
Questions on balance and receipts?
None, sir. None, sir.
Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve as presented?
So do it.
Do we have a second? Call roll.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes. Additional financials.
Okay, two purchase orders for park supplies in the amount of $5,000 and park maintenance, $4,000.
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second that. Discussion?
None, sir. None, sir.
Call roll.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
And then a transfer between funds from general to zoning in the amount of $15,000.
So move. Any discussion? Call roll.
You second?
All of these guys. I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
And then the April bank statement reconciled with an ending balance of $2,997,725.01.
Question on bank reconciliation? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
Second.
Call roll.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Okay, now we will move on to our legal counsel for matters to be handled by his area because he has to depart unfortunately for greener pastures.
That's right.
Go ahead, Mr. Matthews, please.
Okay, just a couple of quick things. First of all, on Stevens, Kevin McIntyre was kind enough to pick up all of the remaining documents that need signed by the Stevens. So as soon as I get that paperwork, we can complete the estate and those transfers. I figured you wanted to know what was going on with those. Waterway, you've signed the formal agreement, the petition that will allow the vacation of waterways, so we'll proceed with the filing of that as well. And then some questions came up regarding what, if any, roadway exists as part of your property. I didn't know how you wanted to discuss that, whether or not the residents that were affected or questioning that are here.
We have, I see one lady, I'm not sure the lady beside, is that another interested party? Okay, for the minutes, would you ladies state your name and address again, please, so they can put it in the minutes?
Terry Butler, 5857 Manchester Avenue Northwest, North Lawrence, 44666.
Kim Bigbo, 5853 Manchester Avenue.
Thank you.
I guess the best thing to do is just to see what, if any, question there really is, whether there's an issue. Were you concerned that the township was going to block some access to your parcels? or-
They're, according to them, changing the location and the access points. And we have a 30-foot right-of-way that they're using to enter into the park.
Yeah, the best I can determine, there is, you understand how the township owns down to the section line? Have you seen that paperwork? And apparently there's, at least there was intended to be a 30-foot easement described to the north of that line. It's not altogether clear, but I don't think, the township's not disputing that there's ingress and egress to the properties to the south, correct?
Yes. We're not disputing it, no.
Yeah, so there isn't any issue with that. So I'm not real sure if we're addressing a real problem or just making sure that you weren't concerned that they were going to somehow.
Well, we are concerned. We are concerned. Because they're using our 30-foot right-of-way as a matter of egress and ingress into the park, and that is not designated for an egress and ingress into the park.
But it's, you understand the easement is on the township's property. So the township is actually permitted.
We have a right-of-way,
Okay.
and they got that with their deed when they purchased the land, just like everybody that lives on the land did. That right-of-way came along with the deed.
Okay. Well, I guess we do need to address this then and tell you what I've discovered. First of all, the easement is not described in the deed to the township. For whatever reason. I think I know why. Because there were certain things that were not recorded in the chain of title going to the township. But the township's not suggesting that you don't have ingress and egress on the property, on its property. So I still don't quite see what the problem is, unless you think.
Come on out here on the weekend and sit in my driveway and try to get out, or come down 93 when they're letting out on soccer and try to get off this road, or sit at the bus stop at the top of the lane when you've got all this traffic, and they're gonna change the location of the ingress and egress down the road a bit, not a lot, but if you sit up here all the way to the right-hand side and you're trying to get out and you're watching traffic coming north, you can barely see. So now we're gonna move it that way even farther. So now you're down on a slope, you have less visibility.
Are you changing it, Jim, or just adding to it?
ODOT requested that come out at a 90-degree angle onto Manchester Avenue.
So move it.
So the entrance is moved down. Move north, yes.
Did they do that so that there's more distance for people coming off the hill, or what?
They wanted, I believe it was for the turn, people turning in off of 93. You're not turning it at an angle back in or pulling out at an angle. They wanted it squared, brought out to 90 degrees.
I guess her point is the literal point of access that she has right now to 93, is that gonna change?
It's going to be moved north.
Yeah, see, I think she has a position, at least a reasonable position, that she's entitled to it within the first 30 feet, regardless of what ODOT wants. So
Right, because
maybe that's
apparently
the
ODOT
predicament.
didn't know there was a right-of-way when you took that
Yeah,
deed
no,
out,
I-
because you're saying you never got it, but when you look at
Yeah.
the deed transfer, it is listed on the deed transfer that it was received.
Yeah, it's not in the township's deed, I don't know why it's not, but it's not in there.
It's, if you go to the recorder's office and you pull up the deed transfer, it is listed as one of the documents listed under the deed transfer.
Okay, well, yeah, it's just not, it's not in your deed and it's not described as 30 feet. Just to point out how crazy real estate issues can become, if you looked at that document that purports to describe the 30 feet easement, it doesn't actually describe it. It just says 30 feet and then it gives a description for a line.
Right.
So somebody screwed up.
Well, you're talking about 1943 when, you know, what's the buggy? I mean, you know what I'm saying? And also that easement right away goes all the way down, you know, past the culvert where you're talking about the line is, because you guys have to access the porta potty to clean it out. So I mean, if you're not taking your new access road, at least to that point, you know, that becomes an issue too. And my issue, like I told them, is Mrs. Vineson halfway through the lane, and she won't be up here because it doesn't really pertain to her, because they've never taken care of the road down there anyway. But emergency crews do need to get down there quite often because she has health reasons. And if they can't access that becomes a problem too.
See, we're dealing with some real interesting things, and I'm not sure we're gonna get to the final answer for you tonight. But what is your position about the road? That it's just a private road that,
No, I mean, they asked, would we be willing to sit down and, you know, maybe design something that works for everybody and keeps everybody happy. Like I said, I'm not against the park, I'm not against the kids, but, I mean, we took videos and pictures this weekend, and it's absolutely crazy. And you've got a death trap right down here with all this gravel and stuff. Kids are up on it, parents, they ain't watching, them kids are all over the place, and you got a boulder the size of that table sitting at the base, so we're waiting for one of those kids to come backwards down that hill. I mean, it's just, and I know we're in the middle of construction, so it needs to be cleaned up and taken care of, so we would like to get this going. Because in the meantime, for the past 2 weeks, it's sat idle, which I understand the reasoning behind that, but in the meantime, these kids and families are kind of in jeopardy too, you know? So it is a concern for us that way.
What if we would leave the existing right of way, wherever you want to call that there, and I think even Chuck Cole said something, and we'll bring our own up, but they're all going to have to come to one point, because that's all the state will allow us to come out on.
But that was before they knew that there was a right of way.
No,
So
I'm
they
saying
can't
now.
mess with that right of way.
No, they can't, you still can't go on 93 with other one access, is what I'm thinking.
You know, I mean, what would be the harm in making that road, instead of having your park entrance go off to the right and go into the park, why not have it go straight down and enter into the park off of the lane? I mean, how much safer is that gonna be? I mean, that's the answer right there. I mean, why would you not?
What is it then? I'm
Take your 2 lanes straight down, make no access into the park off of 93. Take it straight down to the lane, and where you have it going in now, where you said would be a 1-day temporary thing for me a year ago, have it go right in there. And then when people come out, they come back out there, and then they come up the lane. I mean, it does create a bottleneck when we're trying to get out, but it's safer for everyone involved, which was the goal to begin with. Because the main thing is when you got a semi coming down this hill at 65 miles an hour, and my 16-year-old daughter's trying to turn right into the park, and she can't even get off the lane or off the road onto the lane, because the cars, realistically, if you sit out here, you will see, there's no respect, there's no, they're just coming on out. There's a solid line from the park, and no one can get off 93 either way. They'll sit right in the middle.
well, she does have a point about having the 30 feet presumptively at the south of the property line.
How difficult would it be to change the design? I mean, how far are you in?
We could talk to ODOT, let them know, because I'm permitted for, what the drawing is, so we're gonna have to change the drawing. And talk to ODOT
Yeah, we work
about
with
it
them,
to get
Terry,
stuff
because of
to
state
switch
highway.
around, so.
and-
But once again, they weren't aware of the
Yeah.
30-foot right-of-way at the time of your discussion.
Yeah, we worked with them because we felt who would better know how to design this safely than,
Somebody that comes out of this lane every day 20 times in
well,
and out.
they claim my understanding is they claim we were down here and watched and looked at it, but evidently it wasn't at the times that it's.
But we all know, because I'm sure everyone in here has tried to get the speed limit reduced here,
Ah,
and ODOT won't do it.
right.
So we all know where ODOT's at. That is not their concern. okay? And we've got all these residential
They
houses
don't
being
live here.
built.
Yeah.
Right, they don't live here, so
Yeah.
they don't know. They don't know on a Saturday and Sunday when you've got 200 little kids running around and their parents are parked up on the side right by 93. And here comes that semi, and guess what? This time it's coming off 93 because it's gone through the porch on this house twice. It's landed on the hill in the lane at least twice. Her old man has held people's head out of the mud from dying, I don't know how many times, because this is the area. So I mean, now you've got all those cars parked there, all those kids, and now you've got a semi coming at 55. You got somebody who is a dead stop here trying to get in the lane, and all of a sudden, where does the semi going? I mean, it really is more, for me, it's all about safety. I mean, it really is. I mean,
That's-
yeah, I like getting out of my driveway, but I'm more concerned about my novice drivers, my 16 and 17-year-old children that are coming down the hill trying to get in and can't.
That's where we brought them in and got them involved, because we thought that this would be a safer design based on the increased use of it.
Right.
But evidently, it's, as you were witnessing, it's not a safer design.
What do you want? I'm trying to figure it out.
As I
You
just
want,
said.
you want your 30 foot is where we come in and out? Is that what you're
I
saying?
don't care about my 30 foot.
No, I mean, the road, it's, say, okay, whatever it is now.
So say if you put a 30-foot roadway in and you got it going, instead of going off, let me point to it. Instead of going off this way into the park, and you go straight, past the houses, right before the culvert where you've already got it, a driveway in to the right, why not have that be your entrance into the park? That eliminates the bottleneck of traffic up here. Yeah, it puts it down there, but it ain't sitting on 93. I mean, to me, that's an
The
option.
bottleneck is the people coming out of the park, right? Because they're coming out and they're
Well,
blocking
they're
everything.
coming out, but then it creates a safety
But
concern for
but
the
if they
ones
come
going
out,
off.
like we discussed before, remember, you and I talked about this.
Right, if they come out down by.
They come in here, enter only up here, and come out at the bottom, there was gonna be a stop sign,
But
is
this
what
is
we're.
the thing, when you have them having the ability to come off this way, Jim, you know it. They're not going off this way. They're 45 seconds, the bell rings, it is first one to 93 wins. And that's the way it is every time they get out of a soccer game. So they're gonna come right up through there if it's accessible, and that's what I'm saying. If we leave that so it's not accessible,
Get rid of that and
get
just
rid
have
of
it
that,
down below.
and put you a little grass medium in there, and open up that whole grassy area into parking.
We'll need to put barriers.
Well, that's
If-
fine.
If grass median, they'll drive over that.
Well, it's just like I told Les, you know, with widening the bridge accesses into the soccer fields, you're just opening it up for people to start driving across there, and I know the little barricades there, people don't care, people are disrespectful, they're gonna be in there with their four-wheelers and everything else before you know it. I mean, when it first started, we were calling the cops every weekend because there was stuff going on down there.
Has that got better?
Yeah, I mean, it gets better.
Okay. No, good, that's good to hear. Well, Mr. Matthews, you alluded to, we're probably not gonna be able to resolve it tonight, but certainly appreciate the input and what you're saying. I thought, me personally, that it was gonna be safer. But based on what you're describing, I can see where we might definitely need to do something different, in the name of safety again. I mean, I can picture what you're talking about. I can see what she's saying.
Yeah, and if I heard her right, she's really willing to do kind of a hybrid situation here, not stay within the 30 necessarily.
I don't
as
care
long
about
as-
that.
As long as the access to the actual parking was more in the property as opposed to up to the front.
Right.
Yeah, so she'd still be willing to.
Because when
make
you
the
go
adjustment.
north of that entrance there, it does drop off. So you are gonna be down lower,
You are gonna be down lower. and
pulling
you're
out on the
closer to that
93.
curve.
Yeah.
Where,
So-
how many people have lost it right there in that curve? I mean, you see it all the time.
What we'll do is we'll get a hold of ODOT and we'll meet with them over there and go over that.
Yeah.
And then have the county do a new drawing or whatever if we need
Well,
it.
would you rather have two alleys coming up there than yours, and then the other one comes?
How do you do that though, Les? You
Well,
tell
you-
people you can't drive in that alley, you can drive in this
Well, you'd
one?
have to put a barrier up there or something.
But that's a big, long barrier, and, I mean, realistically, you would still be responsible for the care of that, so what would be the point in dividing that off? Do you know what I'm saying? That just makes it more difficult for you all when you're out there plowing, or when my husband goes out this winter and plows because you guys are 3 days behind because we got 6 inches. Do you know what I'm saying? So that makes it an issue.
Yeah. That's not true, but.
Well,
No, I'm saying, if we
We're
got
not
a
3
big
days
snowstorm.
behind.
that's all right. Terry, she's pretty good. She mixes them compliments in there with zingers. I gotta love you there on that. Good girl. Hey, sound like my wife, but that's all right. You can scratch that for sure.
But what's nice is we now, at least I now understand where you're coming from. So you're not necessarily desiring to keep a static 30, you just want it modified.
And I don't even mind sharing that 30. I just want it to be a safer 30, and I want to eliminate the problems up here, which is, like I said, when we originally came in here probably 2 years ago and started this all we really asked for was a stop sign, so people would stop before they come out of the park. But they don't even do that. They just roll right on out, and then you got that solid line.
Okay, well, I think valuable information.
Yeah, it definitely gives us something to work with.
Yeah, there you go. And Mr. Matthews being our legal counsel, of course, you know, Mr. Sims being road, we'll get all that back out here and put the pencil to the paper and get that thing better tuned. Very good.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any additional?
All right.
Okay, very good. Very good. James, other items?
The only other item of old business was dealing with the tree. And,
I see our tree experts here. Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Yes, and I did have a brief discussion with Marita. Ron gave me a phone number that I did not get to Kristen, but it's for a tree company. Now, you told me Mr. Maine came up here to get some names, which you didn't have anybody to give him. He said he was having, or did you give him a name? Hercules you gave him? Okay, and he had given me a name of a cut above also. Okay. And we do have a copy of that letter that would give 7 days that Mr. Matthews tweaked and got to us. So I have that copy right here with me. And the tree's still there, no activities?
Well, here's the interesting part about it. Was looking alongside my house on that tree side. And the renter was over talking to me. And we said, what's this laying next to my house? It was the top 7 foot of that tree that's now laying up against my house. Just broke off. And it's probably this big up there. That's what I mean. I have patience, but I can't park in my driveway anymore because I park up toward the street now because if the tree falls, I'm not gonna have it take both of my cars. So that's where I'm at on the thing, and I just hope it can be resolved because I looked in the phone book today. Summit County has 12 pages of tree people. Stark County has 4 pages of tree people. So I think him coming down here and saying he didn't have anybody that would do it, I'll just leave it go at that. I think it was a ploy to just buy some time. And that's where I'm at right now.
Well, I have the letter dated May 6th, which is today, so gives him 7 days. And I had told Rita, I'll hand deliver it to him tonight after the meeting. And where he goes with it. He's got 7 days
Okay.
from this date. And I believe it shows here, 7 days. Any,
That's correct.
What happens at after 7 days, Jim?
If he doesn't arrange for it to be abated, then you can arrange to take care of it.
goes on his taxes, it stays.
Yeah, however you want to do it, either have the road department do it,
Oh,
hire a company to take it down,
There-
whatever costs are involved, you will recoup.
There is one other thing. I believe when that tree comes down, he's gonna feel that he's done his part. I don't think that he's inclined to remove the wood. He's got a tree down on the other side of his house that's a mate to this one, that's laid there since, well, early March. Hasn't, the people can't use that side of their yard that rent because of the tree is, well, it's half as wide as this room. But I don't think he's gonna be inclined to, if he takes it out, to remove it. I just have a feeling that if it's like everything else, it's
Well,
gonna
this-
lay there.
The language in this letter states to remove,
Okay, good.
so it says remove
I haven't seen
vegetation.
it yet, and I'm glad you did that.
That's pretty clear. I'm sorry?
I said I haven't seen the
No,
letter.
no, that's fine. It's just, it's fresh off the press, the ink's not dry yet, and it says remove. So again, having a legal mind draw it up, you're thinking ahead, you know this person, and that addresses the opportunity to be coy about it and say, well, okay, I cut it down and leave it lay there. It says remove.
Okay, well, I couldn't believe that he couldn't find somebody in the phone book that would do it.
Well, and again, he came in and did talk with you about it, so, and you had given him one name, and I was remiss, I thought, he said he couldn't find anybody, so he will have it delivered from yours truly tonight, and he lives at 8581 Camelot.
Anyone, yes.
Okay.
Nicely manicured.
You gonna be around in
lawn.
case he punches me in the nose?
Oh, I've been trying to stay away from that.
That's what I thought, okay. I just was looking for some backup. What are you doing tonight after the meeting, big guy? Police department? Oh, I don't care. Hey, I'm going up, you know, it'll all be good. It'll all be fine. Other items for Mr. Matthews, so he can get on his.
Yeah, I appreciate you adjusting your ordinary agenda to give me that accommodation.
And ladies, we also appreciate your
Yeah.
input there. That was very helpful, so.
I'd love that.
Yes.
That's great. That's kind of what I understood.
He does, we need a work session with Mr. Matthews before the next meeting.
Very good.
Okay, we'll make a motion.
You're from the state.
Anytime you
That's
want.
what I understood you were describing.
I'll give you guys time to sign checks.
You'll be available at 3:30 for the next meeting for a work session?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Mr. Sims has some items. Is that all right with you, gentlemen? Work session, 3:30? Yeah.
What's the date on that one?
It's
It's
It'll be
20th.
the 20th.
I'll make that motion for a work session on the 20th.
Okay.
Can you have a second?
I'm trying to figure out what.
Call roll.
Mr. King? Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Thank you, James.
Thank you.
I got one more.
Sure.
Oh, you do? Very good.
Sherry Stewart, she lives up next to our Orville Street property.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on the other side of the
There
house.
is, I think
Okay.
Frank showed you that little strip that's
He
still
did.
owned by the county. Is that gonna be
We'll see the.
a problem, or is that something we handle or she handles, you know? If she buys it?
As I understand it, there is interest to buy the whole thing, right?
Yes.
The whole property?
2.12 acres.
So the question becomes whether or not this is actually correct, or if the deed actually gave you that other parcel. So I'll have to confirm which way is the truth. And unfortunately, if the county commissioners still own that one little parcel, we'll have to get them to quit claim it to you.
So it'd just be a quick claim then?
Yeah,
Okay,
so that you can transfer it.
okay.
Did that answer that question?
Yeah, that answered that question. I just wanted to make sure.
that's fine.
She was interested to know what,
Yeah, what Frank has given you is probably correct.
This is.
You know, it identifies that weird little parcel there in the county, so for whatever reason, it's probably like that, but we'll have to sort it out and then do a purchase agreement.
thank you very much.
You
This
bet.
is the four-way stop.
Okay, Jim, thanks so much.
Thanks again.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
We'll
you're.
allow you a moment here to escape, and
Yeah.
All right.
then we'll go to correspondence,
Enjoy your evening.
Yeah.
and then we'll go to these bids.
Thank you.
Of any correspondence there?
Oh, yeah. Are you ready for correspondence?
Yes, please. You guys ready?
Okay, one piece of correspondence from Stark County Regional Planning Commission. Our office is for reaching out to provide you with the newly developed low moderate income area, April 2019 map for Lawrence Township. The map is a result of the newly released publication of low and moderate income summary data based on the Community American Survey 2011 to 2015 5-year estimates, which went into effect April 1st, 2019. This new information impacts your community and your ability to utilize community development block grant funding in the designated low and moderate income areas within your jurisdiction for both infrastructure and public facilities projects. In addition to the map, our office is providing the following list of CDBG eligible LMA census tract block groups as shown in the green within the map. And they've attached the map.
Okay, thank you.
Does that seem right?
What's your name?
Does that seem right, that area that they're showing? North Lawrence was always involved in that, but
You know what
I
I'm
don't show
talking
that
about.
anymore.
Maybe they've status has moved up, so only big houses, but.
I don't know. This is Oroville.
This is
Other items?
No, that's all.
Okay, the openings for,
2019 chip and seal road program. We've only received one bid from Melway Paving Company. MC 3000 supplied by contractor is $3.20 per gallon applied. Number 8 gravel supplied by township is $11 per ton hauled, placed, and rolled. It's supplied by the township, hauled by the contractor. Number 8 limestone delivered to township yard is $35 per ton. Number 8 blast furnace slag delivered to township is $45 per ton. Total bid base A and B is $120,570.
What was that last thing?
The number 8 blast furnace slag.
Oh, blast first.
Furnace
slag.
Slag
Okay.
Yes.
is $45.
Okay.
Did you get the total amount?
No, that's okay. I see what I'm saying.
Is that,
okay, well, I guess since there's only one receipt, Mr. Sims can review that. Give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, or,
Can do that.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
that's it.
Okay, that covers correspondence, covers, opening bids, and we go to trustees. Other than what we discussed, with Ron, we've, on my end, it's been, Mr. Sims and I have been out a time or two looking at drainage. Again, culvert issues, catch basin issues, water everywhere, Patterson Road, other allotments. Let's see.
I remember that, but you sent it to me. I couldn't get, email you.
Do what?
I couldn't email you. Email that to me. Ken Everhart. Ring a bell?
Yep.
Ken Everhart.
Yeah, I believe so.
Arcadia Street.
Yeah, on Arcadia,
He
yes.
wanted to know what was, it was a very nice letter, he really,
Yeah, I called him, he hasn't returned my call, so.
he went,
I called him, I don't know, a month ago, and he hasn't returned my call, so.
Well, this was sent May 3rd. Community News did not see any mention of Arcadia being looked at for culvert drainage.
That's that big drainage project where all the water runs down, all of the fields in the back. It's all that 18-inch pipe, we got like 400 feet of 18-inch pipe to put in.
Is that the one you and I were out looking at?
Yeah, we started it, we did a section of it a couple of years ago. And we're gonna finish it, the plan is finish it this summer sometime.
do you wanna try another phone call to him then?
Yeah.
Yeah, see if you could contact him, because this was dated the 3rd.
Yeah, he's worried about a tractor driving over the basin that's there now, so, and they wanna move the basin to a different location, and, I don't know, we'll have to look at that and see.
Do you have his number?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
I just wanna
No, good.
bring that to your attention.
Yeah, well, good. No, well, I knew he and I were out there
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago now.
Okay.
See, the mayor's here. I'll defer any of my time if the mayor has anything to bring up under
Nope, everything's good.
this budget. Okay, well, that's good to hear. Lester?
Fulton Township, we had talked to them about selling some of the cinders to them that's up at the Orville Street garage. We had asked $8 a ton, they came back with a proposal of $7 a ton, and Mike Geiser said it's because they're paying somebody $7 to haul it a ton too. So they'd like to stay at that $14 a ton total price, and they'll take 300 tons or more. But we need
How
approval.
much is up there?
I don't know, it's hard to say, I may be 700 maybe, 500 to 700.
They'll take a bunch of it. I say fine, as far as I'm concerned. You guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. Go ahead.
Yes.
I'll make that motion to approve the $7 instead of the 8. Do we have a second? Okay, call roll?
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
In that deal, they want us to load it.
That's fine, yeah.
They just, I'll give them a call.
Yeah, thanks for staying on that.
Yeah, and he will call, he's gonna have a tractor trailer doing it, and
Yeah.
he's gonna weigh everything up at Rupp's,
Okay.
so we'll know. Okay. The next one is the township property on Orville Street. Sherry Stewart offered 55,000. I don't know, I told her what, about 80,000 in there is what we was talking. And she thought, I thought there was 3 acres, and there's 2.12, I think you told me.
Yes, I think that's what it was, I don't have
She
it
told
written
me,
down.
okay. I told her the electric had to stay on because of the tower.
Our
And
intent,
she's agreed
yes.
to leave the tower there, okay? And she's, if we don't get everything taken out of the back, she'll take everything out of the back and clean it up. So if we don't want to, we can. I didn't know if we wanted to counter this. or we
And then
wanted-
the salt, we're
Salt
not gonna be able
can
to move the
stay there.
salt
Yeah,
until
salt can
next
stay
year
there until we
sometime, yeah.
use it, right? I don't know if over a year, but within a year, I'd say it probably should be out of there, at least we think. Maybe she'll let it there, I don't, she just told me no problem right now.
Yeah,
Okay, I told her we couldn't move the salt right away. But that was the specifications that I knew of to tell her, because we have to have the radio towers, is that what you call it? I think it is.
yeah, our intent is over there.
Okay, now, I think I called each one of you to think about it till the meeting tonight, of what everybody wanted to think about or do, so.
I'll go along with the majority. So, I have no idea what it's worth. I'm looking,
Well, she figured at 12.5 an acre is what she figured it plus.
I had heard that,
Yeah, I
yeah.
did tell you that, okay, just so you know. It's,
so I'll go along with, 55. You want to counter with 65? You think it'll do
whatever
any
you
good?
guys think.
I'll go along with, Sean, you got any thoughts on it?
I'd say 55, because we had originally, 80? She come in at 55, so.
she came in at 50.
She came in, that's what I said, she came in at 55. And I thought there was more acreage there too, but you say there's just 2.1.
That's what
Yep.
she
I was always
told
told
me,
there
and
was
I think-
3 acres, so
Yeah,
we would look it up.
And she's given us time to store the salt there, and
And the electric has to stay on because of the tower,
And she's agreed to that.
yes.
I guess my only input on this would be the salt. As long as she gives us until what, December 31st, Jim, or January
No.
1st or
No, yeah, March, April.
March or April next year?
Yeah, I mean,
To work it all out.
Yeah, and hopefully, I
I'm
mean,
just
if
trying
you
to
have a
get a
mild winter-
timeframe here.
yeah, because we'd never use 300 ton by the end of the year. So, and if it's a real mild winter, we may not use 300 ton all winter, so.
Throw that in there that we get till March or April.
Yeah. Well, what
Okay.
are you saying then? I didn't
I'd
get
say
that.
go ahead with the 55.
Oh, 50.
There we go.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah.
Somebody wanna make a motion? to-
We're gonna need some time to get that stuff out of there.
Well, as long as that's clarified in the.
Because we got aggregates over there I wanna move, we're gonna keep, and
What would be a good time frame on getting the aggregate gets out?
I don't know.
September, October, November?
I don't know. No, I don't even have a place set up for it down here yet.
Well, I'm
We haven't even- we gotta
just trying to
take
see
time
because you don't know what her plans are.
Yeah, I don't know
Well,
either.
she'll take all the cinders if you don't want them. She didn't say she'd buy them, but we could ask her to do the 7, same as they're doing, if she wants to get rid of the cinders.
Well, they said more or less, so they might take it all.
They might, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess cross the bridge on the cinders when we get to that.
I guess maybe we should find out a time frame that she would be, you know, that's comfortable for.
Well, you want me to come back to
What's
you?
comfortable with you, for you? What,
I mean, this,
we come down on price.
things are drying up, we're out working now,
Yeah.
we got a lot of leveling to do, asphalt to do, culverts to replace, paving, getting ready for chip and seal.
When do you anticipate downtime, Sims?
October.
That's a good answer. All right, so anytime, how about to the end of the year?
That'd be great, that'd be better.
Put it in there.
December 31st.
Yeah, or go March 31st like the softballs. I mean, give you some time.
There you go, that's
Yeah,
fine.
just put it all that date, we'll have everything cleared out by the 31st of 2020. Give you some time.
We'll empty the building out first, get it cleaned
Yeah,
out.
whatever.
That way they can, you know, and
I mean,
we can slowly start, as long as I know now, we can start moving stuff. I mean, that's,
yeah,
you get a couple hours, whatever, we got downtime in the middle of the day or something one day.
I'll,
We can go over there, send trucks over in the loader and just start loading.
I'll move that we accept the, the amount contingent upon us being able to keep the material mentioned,
Salt and everything.
yeah, until the March of 2020.
And what do you wanna do about the antenna for the radio over there?
She said it could stay there. I think she didn't give me a time.
I was
frame
waiting for
on
that fancy water tower to be built, and we wanted to put it on top of that. Is that gonna be done by the end of the year?
2019, the date's gonna be done, Mr.
Oh, did you ever hear about that 90-foot TV tower or post that was going up?
No, I haven't heard anything else
Oh, there
about
too?
that.
Yeah, that's the mayor's.
That's gonna be in the city now, yeah.
Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah, I reached out to Mass and Cable to see if they wanted to put anything up on top of the tower, and they never got back to me.
Well, this was a post that they, remember it was gonna be instead of.
They were
just
putting,
TV.
it was a 5G or something
Yeah,
tower,
mini
I believe,
tower,
or something,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah, they already going through the legalities down at the State House to get everything in order that that can't be blocked by us or anybody else.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Well, it was gonna be on city property now, since.
Now,
they annexed it.
yeah, because it was gonna be in
Oh,
Sheridan and
I
Arcata.
did
That's why
not
I'm
know
asking
that.
him, yeah.
Okay, I did not know
I
that.
didn't-
And they were gonna put our antenna up there, but
Yeah. So you have never heard any more about
No.
that? Okay, I will talk to her by next meeting. She said there'll be no, it won't be a cash check sale, so there don't have to be any inspections or anything done. You know, like.
Cash?
Well,
Peel off
check,
55
cash.
grand? I wanna be there for that.
She has.
Nice. How am I missing out on these people in the community here?
So we need to figure out where the money's going.
Yes.
Where it's going.
Jim and Cindy are both looking, I can see them both.
Well,
Well,
I
let
know
me
where
bring
he
it to
wants
that
it.
next meeting, you
Yeah.
two can work that out, okay?
well, I would say initially it can go into the general
Yeah, I
fund.
think it has to.
Initially, that's what it was bought on.
Right.
So I'd say it should go in there initially. Now, if we want to pilfer some of it back out. then-
we put a lot of
And
work in
Mr.
this
Sims,
place over
and
there.
Mr. Sims
A lot
plays,
of money.
and Mr. Sims plays nice,
There you go.
and then we can transfer out of general fund like we've done before. So we can do that.
So I was thinking general fund could build another salt shed down here, and there you go.
And as long as Mr. Sims plays nice, why?
Well, the next thing is,
Wait, I have one more thing. You
Oh,
asked
I'm
about
sorry.
the electric. Would we still be responsible for paying the electric?
no, she will be.
Okay.
Yeah, we're totally on.
Because it's not very much
No.
on that property that we do.
It shouldn't be much for that antenna, I mean, what that antenna
But
is.
she's agreed to maintain the antenna and pay the electrical.
Okay.
Yeah. like I
That
said,
needs to be put then in, of course, in the.
I don't know if we have to have Matthews probably.
I would probably have to
Yeah.
put something in it.
But,
Okay.
but you have the approval of
Yeah.
us to go ahead and tell her that we'll accept her offer with these contingencies
Yes.
on the material, the electric, and we'll get it drawn up.
Okay, okay. Okay, next is there's guardrails up there, and there's a fellow on Lawmont that would like to have some of them, if not all of them, and Jim thought about $10 a piece. Do we have any objections to selling that? I got it for the park from the county, and then we put a picket fence, or, what's it?
Yeah,
Split rail fence
Split rail
over,
fence,
can't even
yeah.
think, split rail fence over there. So we don't really need it, it's used. There's posts there.
I've got two sections in the back by that cinder pile that I wanna keep. Other than that, the rest of that stuff,
So you got them out of that,
they're in the back. They've always been in the back, they haven't been in the center, so.
okay. Do we have any objection? This is a resident that lives on Lawmont.
To sell the guardrail? I don't have a problem.
Well, I'll make that motion to sell the guardrails at $10 a piece then.
Also, okay, I'll second that. Call roll?
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes,
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
you know, always do this at every.
And then I'll make a motion to sell the property on Orville, whatever the address is.
12648.
You're good. If your stock's going up, you could get a little chunk of that early on. is good.
Yeah, I know.
I'll
Sell the
second
property
that.
on Orville for the amount posted, presented by Mr. Camp to the party, presented by Mr. Camp.
Sherry Stewart's,
Yeah.
right?
I'll make that motion. And you seconded it, call roll?
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Okay, signs for
And then
solicit,
with, oh, sorry, with the guardrail, those posts over there too behind the building.
I figured they'd go with.
Yeah, the posts go with that
They're
guardrail.
used old,
Yeah, they were the old, yeah.
okay, I appreciate it. He's a nice guy.
Clean up the
Signs
place.
for solicitors, and the only reason I'm bringing this up is we have it in the newsletter. I kinda, and I left it in, I didn't hear back, but I left it in, they have to pay a fee. So can we put at least a sign on each 93? Have signs make it say this on the north side of 93 and one down here as you enter? I don't know what they'd cost. Do you know anything about signs, how much it costs to make a sign, Jim?
What size?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to get a hold of, see what you want it to say and find out a size. Maybe they might even have made them up before. So they might have just a copy there, you know, the sign, so.
Well, maybe
Where would
we'll,
you put them, at the entrance to the township?
I thought north side of 93 and one down here.
Say, as they enter the township, they
Yeah.
go next to that open doors township.
What if they
sign.
come in Portage Street though?
Well, now, we could get a whole bunch of signs, but I thought for now, just to start out. But I mean, if you want to put more places.
I would look at possibly putting in the entrance of the allotments.
Oh, well, that's not a bad idea.
Because majority of the
Mhm.
vendors aren't
'Cause
going
you
to
know-
pay attention coming in, or they come in a side road or something and there's no sign, and then they're just like they're in Spring Valley.
And if it's
trying to
small
sell,
enough,
and you got what, 2 entrances in that?
yeah, so you just put 2 signs, like we did with speed limit signs in the snow parking, you know, it just says all allotment streets. And if it's something small, we could probably put it on those signs also.
Do you want to get a number of signs then that you would like to
Yeah.
see? Okay. But at the next meeting then, if we could, and we'll try to get some kind, you guys think about it in the meantime, but I think it'd be a great idea to get this underneath there. Wednesday, there's going to be a meeting, and I think each of us got a thing today. It came to me and I had, they're coming here Wednesday at 10 o'clock to go over what Akron U is doing, or proposing to do at the cemetery.
Got this,
Yes.
but you didn't say anything, there's nothing about a meeting on it.
No, it just, that's what the projection is, if you guys kind of want to look it over, and I have it right here somewhere, oh, right here in front of me. But I haven't got a chance to look it over, it just came today to me, and I sent it to Kristen to make copies. But, I guess if anybody wants to be here at 10 o'clock Wednesday to see what this, or read it, and I'm gonna try to go over it before Wednesday, but if there's something that you want me to bring up, or if you wanna attend it, I don't know if we have to call a meeting or something, if we, you know what I'm saying? I just got it, so I don't give much time to,
Yeah, you would have to have a work session, more than one of them.
you have any thoughts, or you wanna attend it?
Not really, no, I'm not,
Okay, no, I just,
that's one thing's going on, so.
Yeah, I don't know what my schedule is until,
okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah,
If you would,
you
please,
give us an FYI,
Yeah,
yeah.
look it over, and if
You've
there's
been,
something you want me to
you've been
bring up.
headed up, so see
Okay.
What do they
have
want to
say.
do? What exactly do you want to do with our cemetery?
Well, that's what's in this
Studying.
proposal, I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Oh, we're gonna take the stones and just kind of get everything put back together, and
you wanna organize it, and the stones that belong on the certain graves go back on the certain graves.
yeah. So they're gonna, I haven't read it, so I can't really tell you what it is. They said it'd take at least 12 months to do what they wanna do.
Is this a cost, cost on
Well,
us, or?
Does it say anything in here?
Yeah,
Or is it
29,000.
29,000? So it's just a
Our
couple
cost.
dollars. Just a couple dollars. I told them all we have is 2,500, but they're gonna send grants in. I know that. I didn't read it, so there it is, it says 29,000. Yeah. They're gonna apply for grants, so we'll see what this Wednesday, I'll know more about what is going on. So I didn't get a chance to read it, so.
Try to get that figured down about 29,000.
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Well, anyhow, that's why I wanted to bring it up
Well,
tonight,
thank
because
you.
she sent it through,
Uh-huh.
so, and,
Okay.
it might not be something that we can,
Afford.
yeah. I told her we have $2,500, so I said, whatever you can do for 2,500, so,
She counted with 29,000.
yes, so there you go.
Right.
But they did,
Smart lady.
but they did tell us that they would write some grants for it,
See if they could come up with some funding.
and, yeah, funding for it.
Alright.
The trees out here, Rita asked me, or Kristen asked me about getting these 2 trees trimmed, so I haven't had a chance to get that done. Get a price on that yet, so I will try to get that by the next meeting. Ken Everhart, we took care of. Okay, I think that's all I have, sir.
Well, we'll come back to some other things. Wait a minute, Mr. Walker.
Quiet 2 weeks. Some of the things that I wanted to talk about that Mr. Kemp brought up, we just talked about, so. Back to you, sir.
Police Department.
All right, Chief Brown would like to get approval to purchase a light for the flagpole and have electric run out to it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Total cost is $875, it's through Canal Fulton Electric. I believe the road department's gonna dig the trench, and they're gonna, Canal Fulton Electric will put the electric in and put a LED light on the flagpole.
I've been pushing for this, so you guys know what it is. The solar light that's on it,
Yeah, so,
it doesn't do anything. So I'm asking to light the flag up at night. I don't think it's right to fly it without a light on it. So, I know it's,
Yeah, that's a proper way to display a flag.
yeah, and it's,
And a government agency that's not displaying the flag properly is,
Right.
yeah, that's what
I would say, is not fun.
So I would make that motion to go ahead with this expenditure of $875.
And where does that come out of?
The police fund.
I talked to Dave, and
Okay.
I don't know if he was happy, but he agreed.
And I'll second that. Call roll.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes. Other items, sir?
That's it.
Fire department.
Thank you, Brad.
We have one item, that's to accept a grant from Walmart in the amount of $2,000. I believe Chief Stewart advised you on that meeting or two back.
A Walmart grant.
Yeah, in the amount of $2,000.
Is it for
Yeah,
smoke
we received
detectors?
the check.
Didn't say what it's for then.
Well, what he said he was gonna use the money for was $1,000 was gonna be spent on 5 mini CO detectors to go on the EMS jump bags. So when we go into the house, it's constantly monitored.
Okay.
Because we only have one CO monitor and it's on our fire engine. So when the guys go into the houses, they're not really protected. You know, if somebody calls, they have a headache or not feeling well, it can be monitored all the time. When it protect the guys too,
That's good.
Okay,
yeah.
so we just need to accept that. You guys already have gotten it.
Grant.
Wow, I think we need to accept that. Now, is there a letter of thanks usually sent by the board, or is that sent from you folks, the fire department? Do you know? I would think we'd want to
I
definitely.
think, yeah, we probably send them.
Send a
Okay,
letter to
so-
Walmart.
Yeah, thanking them for their donation. So I'll make the motion to accept that and then along with the letter to say thank you. We have a second.
Second.
Call roll?
Mr. Lockhart?
Yes.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yes.
Do you need approval to get the CM monitors, or do you know?
I think that'll be later on. I think
Okay.
when he gets the proposals together and stuff like
Okay.
that.
That it, sir?
That's it, sir.
North Lawrence?
Yes, one thing, we need to get together with Sean on what we talked about on our last meeting on contract.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so you want to get with, hook up?
You want me to get with Stewart or set it up?
Yeah, get with Mark and Rocky and set it
Okay.
up.
We'll get that done the next week or so.
Okay,
Other than that, you're rolling on the river?
just hanging on.
Okay.
Hanging on.
Thank you for your service and what you folks do. Road Department?
I have nothing at this time, sir.
Okay. Zoning?
Thanks, Mike. Just a question, Les. Do we know what the gentleman that we're going to sell the guardrails to, do we know what he's gonna do with them?
It's the guy on Walmart has that fence, you know, how Easter Avenue comes down, and if there is no Easter Avenue there, right along the fence, going off of Walmart to the, that's Easter Avenue, isn't it, I think?
Where's that at?
North
Easter Avenue does not come out to Walmart.
Lawrence. Right, well, there's a drive, he wants to put along that drive, they keep running and sliding into his fence in the winter.
Okay, I mean, who keeps, I mean, all I'm getting at is this a right of way that he's, I mean, we can put a guardrail on a right of way, but I don't think
You
a
know, I don't
resident.
know if.
There's no right of way there.
Okay,
That's just, I'm pretty sure that's all just
Okay,
property.
I was just,
Well, there's an
concerned.
alley there, wasn't vacated, he said, so it might be an alley.
Yeah, we don't maintain it.
No,
so,
no, it's nothing, it's just,
Yeah,
Does that answer your question, Frank?
not really, but that's,
You're okay with it? You're okay.
I don't know,
I'm just
no,
bringing it up, that
no, it's good,
you can't
That's where he
just go
wants to
put
put it.
guardrails wherever you wanna put them.
Yeah.
That's all it's not like it's,
he,
But that's all.
he'll be the one to assume the liability. It won't be
well, that's the
township.
point I'm making, if
Somebody
whoever's
runs into it,
sliding into a
Gets hurt or
guardrail,
something. Yeah.
if somebody puts a guardrail somewhere and they slide into it, and that
Liability
guardrail's
issue.
in your right of way,
Property, yeah,
I
yeah.
But if
I
it's
guess
on-
we'll just keep an eye
A
on it.
lot, yeah, I like that.
That's all, and
idea.
that's all I have, thanks.
Public speaks.
You know, I didn't have anything to say, but now I do. No, I don't. I saw in the last meeting's minutes that you had talked to Sims about rake and that the students coming out on the volunteer day. So will they have wheelbarrows and rakes and all that to use?
We don't have wheelbarrows.
yeah, we're working on getting wheelbarrows, wheelbarrows.
Well, I need to confirm with Dave or what time the students can come out, and I'm hoping there's at least 4. And then I saw in the minutes that, Mike, you said something about maybe some mulch over here too, administration building, putting mulch down here. And will mulch be delivered at both sites or what?
Well, now, the garden club Well, they're coming,
They're doing flowers.
they're doing flowers.
Yeah, I didn't know if they mulched it.
When is this-
When
when is this taking place?
That's why I
May
suggested,
23rd.
while that was going
Yeah, that
on,
was the date, right?
while that was going on, to just, if the group has the time, just to bring them over here too.
Is it certain items they only do, or what?
You know, they're pretty much like a cleanup crew or whatever you need, weeding.
Rake dirt, seed it and straw it?
I don't know if they know how to, but
Do they chip and seal and patch? Simpson's looking for.
if they can get some funding from the general fund.
You know, we're 55,000 at.
Heavier, yeah.
What day is May 23rd? I looked it up before.
It's a Thursday.
Thursday.
It's a Thursday, the 23rd.
I know that the mulch will be here. I don't know if he's gonna bring it over here. I was gonna have mulch over there.
Yeah, we'll dump it wherever.
Yeah, we'll see that's gotta be a certain mulch. I don't know if it's the same over here or not, is it?
For what?
Playground mulch versus over here.
I'll confirm with my contact.
Yeah, the stuff that goes around, around those
To
apparatus
special
is
stamp
different.
mold.
Les, I'm gonna confirm with my contact what time the students should be here, and then you said.
I'd say
Tom
9
will be
o'clock.
down.
I
9,
guess in
okay.
case I have to bring my tractor to move mulch around.
Okay.
That's what I did with Karen last year. I brought my tractor and I moved it everywhere. Once it was on site, so
Sounds good.
that might be what we'll have. The wheelbars, I don't know if we need them or if we just.
Might not. Shovels?
Yeah, probably. Do we need to have them, I was gonna call you, do we need to have shovels or do you have, or we got shovels, don't we?
Oh, yeah, we
Do I
got
still
shovels.
have your shovels?
Yeah, no, you gave it back.
Wait a minute, if we have a road department, and we don't have shovels, we're in trouble. What's going on here?
They're big and yellow.
I was gonna say, we better have plenty
Big
of
and
them.
yellow, I
And
say
they
big
better,
and yellow.
and they better
That's our
show a lot of
wheelbarrows,
wear
too.
and tear. I hope they're in bad shape, like they've been used a lot.
I'll get with you, but I was gonna do a little closer.
They-
Karen, Tom is supposed to be here that day to correspond with everything that's going on, so.
Okay.
If not, I'll probably be here too, but I just wanna make sure we're doing that.
Okay.
I did ask Tom to go over all the playground equipment over there, make sure everything's tight and everything's good, so. Time to go, check the bolts and
Right,
what
good.
everything else over there, so. But but he knows about it, so he's supposed to be here. If he's not, I told him I would be. Okay, thank you.
We do have one other item. Mr. Sims, Recycle Day, could you give us a rundown? when that's-
Yeah, I don't have my paper with me, but it's May 18th.
18th of May.
I believe it's from 8 to 1 in the maintenance building.
A lady did call today and I gave permission, so if you get a treadmill, it's coming.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It plugs in.
So
Electronics,
she told
TVs, tube TVs. We've got a roll-off dumpster coming from Jones to throw the tube TVs in because they're not recyclable anymore. So they said just throw them in the trash.
Batteries,
Batteries, yes. No paints, no stains, chemicals, tires. They can bring scrap if they have scrap they want to get rid of, whatever,
that's what I thought with the treadmill, would probably
Yeah.
be in scrap, so.
Yeah, so, is there any volunteers here that want to come work that day?
Well, not unless I see.
I'll be
I'm in
here.
Myrtle Beach, so.
And they got paid the last time. What happened this time?
What's that?
They got paid the
Who
last time.
got paid?
All the volunteers.
No.
No.
Oh, that was the one we did.
Volunteers don't get paid, the employees got paid. The volunteers,
Can I come sell ice cream for the park that day?
I don't know.
That's kind of iffy.
I didn't know if I could do that or not. I don't want to make any money on it. I just want to, if we sell homemade ice cream.
Maybe the park board, that'd be a good idea for the park board.
There you go.
Oh, look at that. You can sit over there and sell ice cream.
Sounds like a good idea, really.
Okay, yeah, any additional items?
I have two things. First of all, the Township Association dinner meeting is May 16th, 6:30 at the Stark County Sheriff's Office. Please RSVP to Kristen by May 10th. Well, actually, it'd be May 9th because nobody's here.
Are you going? I I
Robert.
wanna go, so
Yeah, I'll go.
let's do. Nobody
I'll have
else?
to look at my schedule.
And
And voting
You
is
wanna
to.
go, Brad? Goes Brad?
you got a plan?
No, I didn't know, I was offering it to you.
You're driving nails in.
Yeah. Oh, voting's tomorrow, so it would be appreciated if you could help stack the chairs in the back of the room after the meeting.
Well, I'm gonna abstain, because I'm taking this up to the gentleman that's got the dang tree problem.
Do you want
And
Brad to go with you?
I'm abstaining on, who? No.
You sure?
I'll go up there, and that's in a nice neighborhood there, Camelot, I was up there.
And these
Not a
two
big
houses,
deal.
these two houses down from me.
Is he
Oh,
nice?
Side.
You got any cold beer?
I don't think he drinks.
No, you. I'm not worried about it. If you got a cold beer, I'll come to your house first and say, oh, geez, I messed up. What's this?
Okay.
Read that for yourself. I wanted to read it, Rose wouldn't let me.
Any additional items to be brought before the board? Hearing none, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So do it.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Call the roll.
Mr. Lockhart?
yes.
Mr. Camp?
Yeah.
Mr. Stevens?
Yes. Marita, is this the only copy? I don't want to take our only copy.
No, I made a copy.
You did? Okay. I will depart. This is going up to Mr. Mangy.
That's kind of funny.
And we will have this thing in motion, Ron.
Oh,
Hey,
Uh,
hey, I might have to help
what it's all
you
about.